Okay. Hello and welcome. This is Beefcakes 13. Now, obviously, this is a bit different than the last few videos that I've done. This will be a demonstration on how combat works within the game. Sci-fan, that is. And over here we have 3 CF warriors. Pretty basic stat line. And over here we have the dwarf drakes. So we're going to have a battle between the two and see who comes out victorious. So the sea elves actually have equipment on them. As you can see, all 3 of them have bows, so I've equipped them with a longbow. They, however, are still less costly than the 20-point dwarves over here. So I think to make things even, we will be being nice since these guys are only 14 points apiece. Actually 16 points, yeah, 16 points apiece. So they have 12 less points than these guys do total. We're going to let them go first. So they will back up. Don't have much room in the camera. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so they back up. They don't want to be attacked, brutally murdered. And we're just going to roll for the 3 of them against the 3 of these guys. This is all ballistic skill, them shooting their bows. And only one made it. See, this is a 2 and a 1. And that's a 4. They moved, which means they have -1 to their ballistic skill. So it would have normally been a 3, but because they moved, it was a 4 or higher. So that's the only one that hit. The other ones were a 2 and a 1. Wouldn't have hit anyways. So we re-roll this one. Let's say it's on the middle guy here with the axe. And that's a 6. So these guys have a ridiculous defense. They have a defense of 8. What we're going to do is compare this. We'll add this 6 to the attack 4 for the longbows against him. He has a defense of 8. So he only needs to roll a 2 or higher in order to survive this hit. He rolls a 3 and survives. And that's the end of the elves' turn. Now we move on to the dwarves. They move 3 inches up, each and every one of them. And we are going to have them move an extra d6 inches. So over here on the far side, I rolled a 5, so 5 extra inches, but I don't really need that much space because I'm just moving to him. He moves up an extra 1 inch, so that's a complete failure. And he moves to there. Now he is going to move as well, an extra 1 inch. So he just moves up here with his buddy, and they decide to count the butterflies in the field rather than attack and kill off some elves in close combat. So, while his comrades are fighting and playing with beautiful butterflies, this guy over here will be attacking him. So, that's a 2. He has an attack of 5, plus the 2, that's 7. He has a defense of 4, which means he needs to roll a 3 or higher in order to save himself, and he easily rolls a 5. So, that's that for the end of that combat. He is saved, and nothing happens. Now, it's the elves' turn again. So, these elves decide, you know what, will stop being wusses and shooting from afar and just get into close combat, get it all over with. So we're going to do this combat first on the far side, and let's see what he gets. He has attack of 5 plus the 2, that's 7. That doesn't even penetrate his defense, awesome defense of 8. So nothing happens there. Over here, he attacks in the middle, nothing again, and he attacks on this side. That's a 4, so 4 plus 5. He would only need a 1, in all honesty, to save himself. So 2. And I should probably change that yes, where a 1 is always a failure, but for the time being, I have not. So, that's the end of the elf combat turn. Now, the dwarves again. And he attacks him 5. So 5 plus his attack of 5 is 10 against his defense 4. I need to roll a 6 for this elf in order for him to survive. And he rolls a 3, so he's gone. Elf is off the table. Now he can play with the pretty butterfly as well as 2 friends over here continue to fight. He will attack him. And he rolls a 2, a measly 2. He has a defense of 4, all he needs is a 3 or higher. He easily gets it, and he's saved. This dwarf attacks him, and that's a 4 plus his attack of 5, so that's a 9 against his defense of 4. So he needs to roll a 5 or higher, and he fails. He rolls a 1. Gone. Notice there's only one remaining character on the elf side as we switch over to the sea elves again. So, sea elf turn. This is a tough one because sea elves are down to 1 man. Morale 8. And that means he has to roll essentially an 8 or lower in order to stay on the battlefield. He rolls a 5 and he succeeds. So he attacks him. 2, nothing, of course. So now the dwarves decide to all gang up on him. I know how rude that may seem, but you know, they're dwarves. What do they know? They don't know manners. And we roll. So that is a 6, a 4, and a 1. The 1. That is a 6, including the attack, so he has to roll a 2 or higher. Rolls a 6, easily saves. The 4, that's a 9. 5 plus 9. Well, 5 plus 4. So, we roll 5 plus his defense of 4, so that's a 9. He is saved. Because the defender always wins the ties, that is. This is a 6. That's 11 essentially. And I don't think he can save. No, I don't believe so. 5. 5 plus 4 equals 9. He doesn't save, and he goes down. And now the dwarves are free to pick as many flowers as they wish, catch a bunch of butterflies to their heart's delight. So it's a dwarf victory for that. And thank you for watching. I hope you come back for more sooner or later. Please comment, like, subscribe if you want to. Goodbye.